Hello, welcome to another Third Thursday presentation here at Materials for the Arts. And we are excited to actually be at Materials for the Arts right now for a treat for you, which is going to be a runway show with BK Style, as well as a chance to actually talk to some of these amazing designers that have made some of these reuse fashion items that you're going to see tonight. I'm John Cloud Kaiser, the Education Director here at Materials for the Arts. And as you know, Materials for the Arts is this massive facility here in New York where we collect leftover reusable materials and we donate them to artists and to schools across New York City so that they can make art possible and help the environment at the same time. And so tonight we're super excited to celebrate fashion. You're going to see donations from Burberry, donations from Tory Burch, as well as donations from Rent the Runway, amongst some of the many other donations that we have in our giant warehouse here. So I'm excited tonight to start, and I'm going to put my mask back on to introduce the guests here, some of the leaders of BK Style, Rick Davy and Rob Price. If you wouldn't mind joining me out here. So Rick and Rob, thanks so much for coming tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. Yes.
So Rick, you're the brain behind this whole operation. Tell us just a little bit, and Rob as well.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting us. I'm Rick Davy. I'm the founder of BK Style Foundation. Started in 2006, and we support emerging designers and creators. And we are happy to be here working with Material of the Arts. We've been a member for the last number of years, I think maybe 8 or 9 years. We love Material for the Arts. Our creators love Material for the Arts, and we're happy to be here. And we are very happy that Rent the Runway is part of the sponsorship, and it's exciting to see what our designers have created. Thank you, guys.
We're so thankful to have you, and we know you have such a great reputation. We've already seen some of the amazing, projects over the years.
Yes, so yes. And Rob could share some of the projects that we have coming up with BK Style.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we at BK Style are doing some incredible work on the education side, some amazing new programs coming out. We've done some great podcasts and video casts. So we're excited about all the educational things that we're giving back to the community and up-and-coming designers, as well as high school and college students as well. So very exciting things to come, and just fun to be a part of this.
Yeah, well, we're excited tonight to be able to share some of the examples of some of your designers and some of the fashion that they've made reusing materials. Right, so you're all going to get a chance right now to see some of the fabulous work.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So cool.
So let's make this a runway.
Let's do it. All right. So here we go, folks.
Runway.
Welcome to your first runway show here with BK Style.
Yeah.
Wow, it's fabulous. So you can already see some of the amazing creativity. Now we just got a small peek there, and we're going to get a closer look at each of those designers' work in just a minute. But first we want to start by introducing an up-and-coming designer who works with reusable materials. Raquel, I'd love to chat with you for a moment. So at Materials for the Arts, we're super excited to be donating materials to artists of all varieties, and fashion is a big part of New York City's art community. So Raquel, so excited to have you here
so
today.
Excited to be here. Thank you, John.
So
hi, viewers.
if you want to, you can take off your mask. I'll keep mine on. That way you don't have to worry about it,
Okay.
if you'd like. So you designed the clothing you're wearing tonight. Is that correct?
Yes, the model and designer for today's look.
Tell us a little bit about your look today.
Sure. This is a handmade, hand-sewn piece today. And we kind of wanted, I was walking here, I was feeling good. This was kind of a last-minute project. We had a couple hours to do it. And today was just so nice out. So I just wanted to emulate, you know, like this good feeling, the transition that we're undergoing from a snowy, cold winter into like a warm, bright spring. So, you know, I just wanted to spread some love and positivity to everyone with this look.
That's awesome. And so you have your own company that you've started. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, of course. Lots of Berries is an environmental lifestyle company. So we have our own sustainable fashion line called LOB Fashion, but we also specialize in many other things that encompass sustainable living, such as produce, sustainable housing, home art decor, many more things. So we're just so excited to be here and be part of this. And,
that's awesome. Now, I know that one of the things you're involved in is the Refashion Week, which is going to be next week. It's a program celebrating reused fashion, and it's actually a program run by Donate NYC, which is part of the New York City Department of Sanitation. So, and you're going to be involved in that as well.
Yes, I'm a stylist for that event, and so I had so many amazing opportunities this past year. It feels like kind of a twilight zone, just really delving into the fashion community as a model, as a designer, as a stylist, as a director for my own brand. So this is just amazing. I'm so happy to be part of movements like these. I think sustainable fashion is super important.
Absolutely. And that's why we're advocating for this, is because we're seeing, and folks like yourselves and everyone here tonight are really more and more embracing consciousness of sustainability in terms of the artwork that they do, and the connection, and also how thinking sustainably can actually lend itself to really beautiful art projects. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So we're excited to be joined by a variety of amazing designers tonight. You can see that their work is fantastic. And at Materials for the Arts, we're lucky enough to be encountering all sorts of creative folks. And I, for one, am personally just excited to get a chance to see all these creative ideas. So the first designer that I'd like to welcome out is Bridgett Artise. So Bridgett, come on out here. So we're going to be seeing, maybe if you just come a little bit this way so we can, yeah, there we go. We just want to make sure that, yeah, there they are. Make sure we're not blocking your beautiful models here.
Wow.
So this is your work, and if you wouldn't mind to tell us about these amazing looks that you have here.
Thank you, John. First, I'm happy to be here and play in this amazing place. It was amazing. So I immediately gravitate towards texture because I'm a texture person. So this is a faux fur that I saw that I had to have. And so, you know, of course, the first thing you think of is a jacket. And so when I paired it up with this upholstery, it kind of was a nice contrast. So you have this real fuzzy, and then you have this real elegant, you know. And then what the beauty about it is that I've never in my life just safety pinned the outfit together. And so this is all safety pin. And I think that's amazing. I've never done that before.
It's gorgeous.
And it looks really good.
And that's material that would normally be used for upholstery.
Absolutely.
So that's the kind of creative insights that I'm talking about. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
And here, definitely, this is a woven piece that was I guess a remnant of a unfinished woven textile piece. I'm sure it was supposed to be for a rug or maybe for even a mural. Definitely not for a top. That's what I turned it into. you know, and like I said, once again, as soon as I saw the colors, I gravitated towards that. The texture, love it. And what I did here was I did some trim, more upholstery trim, and because I just didn't like the neck raw. I could have left it raw, but you know, I thought we kind of jazz it up a little with the upholstery trim. And then, you know, I'm really big on doing things the opposite. So this is actually the wrong way. The right way is this fabric. So, but I love the opposite way, you know, and plus it plays so well off of the textile. So I said, you know, we're doing a whole freestyle, let's go for it. And so I'm just loving it. And then of course my model has yellow shoes. You can't see it, but she does. And it matches perfectly. But yeah, I mean, this was an amazing experience to be able to play with these materials. I love it.
So literally, these designers were like, you know, just diving in, literally, into these materials today, finding things in materials for the arts, repurposing them, changing them. Maybe could you just tell us, like, what's something you mentioned the idea of like doing something opposite, or what do you love, or what draws you to maybe using reused materials sometimes? Is there something special about that for you?
Well, you know, my brand is Born Again Vintage. So, you know, I've been an upcycler from day one, and that's 20 years now. But, you know, and that kind of shifted into Sustainable Fashion Week, which I'm the founder of, and Rick is the co-founder. So, you know, it's really about, you know, spreading awareness, making sure people know that sustainable fashion exists and is not in this little box with, you know, hemp brown tunics. You know, it's, you know, it means a lot of things. So I think it's really good or great when you could define it in different ways and people can just see outside the box and they just don't think it's about recycling, or that we could actually use textile fabrics to create from. And, you know, and things with schools and students, and just trying to keep their mind so they're not so structured in what sustainability is. I just think that we've kind of made that word so tiny, and it's a lot bigger than what it is.
And it could be so beautiful.
Right.
It could be so creative, so passionate. And to me, like when I see, like if I see like some of the distresses, like you're talking about distress or, you know, that kind of thing, like there's a story in there. Like there's a whole story, and I see it right here. Right. So it's beautiful. Even the safety pins, telling a story. It's really cool. I mean, there's this beautiful patterning to that and the whole thing. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Wow.
All right. So now I'm going to introduce the next designer. Thanks so much, Bridgett.
Thank you, John.
All right. So now up next we have Victor Coleman. Victor, if you wouldn't mind coming on out here. And welcome to take your mask if it's helpful. I'm the only one with the mask on here. Some of these beautiful
models. Fantastic. So yeah, my name is Victor Pearlman. Over the past year, I've been going around New York collecting couches off the streets or off Craigslist, cutting them apart and creating looks out of them. So this right here, I found a couch cushion in this amazing facility I've been invited to today. And very minimal, you know, 3 cuts, it's a top. And this is the zipper, so not functional. But yeah, this pair of pants here is using window drapes. So we're upcycling, you know, we're using a variety of materials here. This is a stiffer, more structured fabric if you want to do a spin. And then over here, there's a more drapey wool fabric in the back with 2 huge pockets. So I'm showing the pockets. Very nice. We gotta, you know, store everything. You can fit a laptop in there. That's the goal. And then over here, we have our second look. So I used carpeting. I found there, back over there. You know, it's kind of it's a full pant pattern in front, but if you can do a little spin, it starts to fade away. The carpeting stops. We get a lot of drapery over here, and yeah, and then this little back vest piece completes the top. We safety pinned a lot of stuff. It fits.
And you have the matching bag to go with it too.
Of course. Thank you, Rob.
Oh my God! So this is
Rob made the bag.
Yeah, Rob.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on. So you know, I'm seeing like all sorts of like contrast here, and like I love how you're like, especially with say like some of these elements, it's like you're not even necessarily trying to hide what it is. It's almost like you're trying to honor
It's very
what it
blatant.
is.
Yeah, there's a picture of a couch right there.
That's awesome. So did that actually come with it? Was that like a tag that was on the
No,
couch?
that I brought from home.
Okay, you
That is
wanted
part of
to.
it.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's great.
I did bring the tag from home, but yeah, and they're also styled with pearls because that's my last name, Pearlman.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And so the headpiece here, is that, did you find those various pieces, or how did that come
Yeah,
together?
so Ricky came to me with a bag of doilies, and I said I need those because grandmas, do a lot of knitting, and the whole collection is inspired by grandmother's couches. So a vintage spin on the couches we all know and love.
Man, it's so creative. And like, again, it just that those connections to me, that just like drives me crazy. Like there's so much like you already have this built-in understanding of like what a couch cushion is or what a carpet sample is, but then it just gets completely transformed, but not entirely. Like you still see what it is.
I still want it to be a little blatant. I want you to know it's it is chintz or it is a couch, but yeah, presented in a more clean manner. So
That's
pretty good.
That's gutsy and awesome all at once.
Yeah, and going back to what you said about sustainability, that is obviously a central point I try to get across, and it's really sustainable. I use the word real. It is real sustainability. We're taking materials from the street and we're creating garments out of them.
Wow, that's just fantastic. Now, you're saying that for your practice, you'll actually go out and try to find materials.
Yes.
Maybe would it be just like literally walking down the street and you see
in front of
something
my
and you go
apartment.
for it?
And people send me pictures of couches they find on the street and say, send me an address, or Craigslist is a great location to search around. Yeah, it's been fun. I like the hunt,
That's so awesome.
And the carpeting, we'll definitely be seeing that next season. I like the carpeting a lot.
Nice. So there you go. You got to get ahead of the trends there and go scour the streets to get the best ideas. Always, always.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, I
very,
appreciate
very
it.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. All right. So that was Victor Pearlman. And next up, we're going to have the designer Tyrone Chablis join us. And you'll be able to see, again, his models come down the runway here with their designs. But before they do, I just want to remind you all that this is the kind of thing that we're lucky enough to see at Materials for the Arts all the time. But also, this is a program of the city of New York. And I've heard these different designers describe this idea of wanting to maybe show sustainability in its all of its kind of beauty. And I'm so lucky to live in a city that just lives that. And when you go out in New York City, you see it. Everyone is challenged to dress differently in all different ways. We have such a history of materials around us. There's not any space in our apartments. We have to get rid of things. And when you walk down the street, you just see random things that can't help but inspire you all day long. And when we're talking about reuse, that's what we're talking about here in Materials for the Arts. This idea that all these leftover things around us are literally like words that can be used in a poem. They're things that have a story behind them that you can bring in to an art piece, like a collage, a quilt, anything. And tonight we're showing it with fashion. All right, here he is. Oh, beautiful. So, Tyrone, thank you so much. Tell us about the looks we have here tonight.
I don't know. I got up in here and I just got so overwhelmed with all of the stuff to play with. First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
the girls, they inspired me. These young ladies, look at them.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So this is a little twist on a little Japanese chignon. If you turn and you see it like rice fields, the patties, the colors with the draping of the capes, giving the sleeves quick over the, show the shawls and capes and the gowns. This is actually a quick jumpsuit. As you see, stretch those legs, girl, work it. Yes, for freedom, because people like to be free. And these garments are ball them up, throw them in your bag, and travel. That's how these young ladies like to live. We're on a plane, and very soon we'll be flying again. So this is the international collection. So that's why you have that inspiration here. With the little Japanese chignons.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
The connections, and now these arm pieces, the shoulder pieces. How is that? So these are
Just
various
your
pieces of
blessing.
fabric, and
That's a sleeve.
That's good. So the sleeves are literally one sleeve that extends, and then the rest. Oh, it's just
Yes,
gorgeous.
and then this
Umbrella
one is
tent,
his
right?
cape. You
Oh.
see how you turn around and she actually gets this around all the
Oh
way.
my goodness.
You can actually get ready for the opera and see like she's flying in the wind.
It's gorgeous.
So you see what I'm saying?
And I love how
You know,
there's.
then you take your bag and bring it over. That can also be converted into a hat.
Oh,
But right now we're using it as a bag.
as a sleeve in the
Yes.
bag. And I feel like you were saying you could literally pack all this up in the bag and you'd be ready to go if you needed to at any given moment.
Right now.
That's awesome.
And get out and travel. Yes.
And just to me, you know, I'm seeing like such an intention towards maybe the word that comes to my mind is balance.
Okay.
You know, like in this idea of
It is
like
there.
I'm seeing these solid like pinks and then these like bright contrast, you know, and I find that to be, and then the bag, you know, like this material
Yes.
to like this like calmness, and I find that to be very very
Actually, you
amazing.
do see the lines in this,
Yeah.
and then you can also see its harmonious too.
Yes, the harmony.
What I love about the three shades is they go together. If you really look at them,
Absolutely.
What a statement.
So now, how did you come across these colors?
The magical being here. What's the name of the place again?
Materials for the art.
Material for the art.
That's right.
All material found here. You know. Wow.
So you went out in the warehouse, you found these materials, and
Bliss,
I saw you at the sewing
Tara.
machine. You were just like, go, and you started
I had a
sewing
job
it,
to do
started
today.
making it.
We had a job to do.
Oh my
we had a couple of hours, and we had to get it done. And believe me, I was stressed, but I got it done.
Wow.
And I'm happy that I got it done.
Wow.
It looks great, and I'm thanking you. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
it's
Thank you so
it's
much.
beautiful. It's gorgeous, and
Yeah, I
there's even
appreciate
that you
it.
got a whole collection going on here,
It
beginning
is.
here.
Yes.
So wow.
Yes.
So that's what you can do, folks, with a creative spirit and some reusable materials is literally go like this.
Let's have her walk the catwalk.
Oh, please.
Walk the catwalk real quick. Now, see how she walks the catwalk? Look how she brings it to life. You know, you think it's an illustration, but it's actually a fabulous style. Take a look at that. Can you see the wind hitting it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine being on the beach?
Yeah.
Look at the sky behind you. It's all blue.
Yeah.
That's the place tonight. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing. We're living in.
It's almost like the sunset hitting the beach. Right there.
It is.
It's like the sun and the water. I love it. I love it.
Get the goosebumps.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. You're so
Appreciate it.
beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow. So, that sounds good. Please. Yep. So Rick is gonna round up our models tonight to give you one last look at a runway walk here of these beautiful designs. But I can just let you know personally that this is the kind of thing that happens with the beautiful art community in New York City, with the creative inspiration of looking around, finding things, being inspired. Maybe you could try it in your own capacity, being a little more creative with your own style. I know that I've got like a kind of like a blue sweater on here and some black pants. I feel like maybe I'm gonna put on a couple bracelets before I leave tonight, or some doilies to my pants, or we'll see what I get into. But either way, I'm inspired, and I hope you are too. So thanks so much for joining us, and join us every third Thursday of the month for some kind of an artist presentation celebrating the amazing artwork that happens through reuse. And you're always welcome to look at some of our older videos to check out some of the previous activities. And make sure you tune in next week for Refashion Week all across New York City.
Can you give another shout out to the donors of merchandise?
And let's give a shout out to all the donors of supplies, because we literally rely on donors all across New York City. Burberry, Tory Burch, Rent the Runway. We're donors of some of the supplies you saw tonight, amongst many, many others. And we always are looking for more donors of great supplies. So without further ado, let's see these designs one more time. Amazing. So before we conclude the night, can I just get the designers back out here one more time? Let's give a shout out to our designers. Bridgett Artise, Victor Pearlman, and Tyrone Chablis. Come on out. Let's get a round of applause for you two. You all are so great. So just one last question before I let you go. So you guys, it was a real challenge. You were thrown in here. You were running around making things.
Yes.
You got anything to tell people? Do you think they should come check Materials for the Arts out? I don't know.
Not even a question.
Of course.
Not a question. Come here. Why are you right now?
Why are you not already here? That's the question.
It's really a wonderland
listen.
of treasure trove.
Yeah.
As they say, allegedly, right? Allegedly. Allegedly, you know, this is the deal. This is the space. This is the place. This is it.
So you can come out here and
Thank you. Yeah.
make an appointment and get your own
Serious.
materials and get started. So thank
Wow.
you so much to BK Style. If I could have,
Blessing.
can I have Rick out here too?
Yeah.
Rob, Andrea. Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right.
Guys, thank you for viewing.
Oh.
Yes, thank you for logging in.
Yeah.
All right. So where can we check out if people want more information about BK Style? Where could they find that?
Oh, you can find us at bkstyles.org or at bkstyle on Instagram or bkstyle on Facebook.
All right. So BK
Yeah.
Style on Instagram,
Don't forget about
Facebook,
Born Again
and
Vintage
online.
and House of BA.
And Born Again Vintage, and
House
most
of
of all, we
BAV
want to talk
and
about our sustainable fashion week that is coming up.
Yeah, tell us, please.
Yeah,
Tell us about
we
it.
want to talk a little bit about sustainable
For
fashion week.
Sustainable Fashion Week, we have we're launching Earth Day with 3 days of nothing but slow fashion workshops. So from block dyeing your pants to making shoelaces to making ornaments out of leftover t-shirts. So this is actually an ideal place to talk about that because it's using whatever you have at home to remake other stuff.
And that's gonna be next week.
And that is
April.
launching
April.
Earth Day, April 22nd, 23rd, 24th, Sustainable Fashion Week.
And then we have Fashion Week Brooklyn that is coming up April 16th to the 24th. So April is a busy month for us.
Awesome. As it should be. As it should be. Rick, is there anything else, or Robert, that you need to share with us before we end the evening here tonight?
No, Robert could talk a little bit about the high school competition that we just
Oh,
did, and it's coming up again soon.
So
So
we had a wonderful high school competition for accessories design. A lot of across the country, high school students submitted their designs, and we have a number of winners
Yeah.
that we're excited to announce. And we're going to actually try to get some of their designs made into physical products. So we're super excited about that. And we're excited about the next one, and we're going to try to showcase some of the products on the models in the upcoming Brooklyn fashion show. So yeah, we're really excited.
This is cool.
Yeah, well, so folks, you can see the great work they're doing. Check out BK Style. You're going to see their work coming up again during these various fashion weeks. And thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, everybody. And join us next month for the next third Thursday.
See ya.
Wow.